everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. This is day number 4 of Christmas in July for 2019, and today I have for you what I call snow spoons. I have sold tons and tons of these. So what I'm using is the metal measuring spoons that you find in the housewares department. I shop for the spoons at the thrift stores all the time, and I can usually find them for anywhere from $1 to $1.50. So they come with, I think, 4 spoons, sometimes 5, on a ring, and that makes it not too expensive. What's going to end up happening is you're going to fill this with hot glue, dust it with glitter, and put some little decoration on it. I'm going to be using some of these buttons that I got at Michael's after Christmas last year, and what it's going to look like is a melted snowman in the spoon. That's the look that I'm going for. I'll also be adding in some little round beads that are black to make for the eyes, because these buttons are too big for some of the spoons. This is a craft you need to plan a little bit ahead of time on, because this first step you need to do and let it dry for 24 hours. The reason I do this, I didn't always used to do this, but I found that if I don't do this, that the hot glue will sometimes come out of the spoon. So what I'm doing is I'm just smearing a little E6000 into the bottom of the spoon, and I'm going to let that dry, because the E6000 will stick to this metal perfectly, and then the hot glue will stick to the E6000, and that will keep it from falling out. So what I'm doing as my first step is just smearing a little bit of glue, E6000 glue, into the bottom. I am not making a puddle. I am just kind of smearing it all around. Once we get these all done, we're going to let these dry for 24 hours so that the glue has time to cure before you put the hot glue on. Once you put the hot glue on, you're going to have a seal, and you won't have anywhere for the moisture in the E6000 to evaporate to if you don't let it dry first. So this is the first step. All right. The spoons have dried for 24 hours with the E6000 in them, and with these big tablespoons, I go ahead and I put a little bit of hot glue in the bottom and let it start to harden up before I fill the whole spoon, because otherwise it takes forever for that glue to dry and harden up. You're going to need some glitter, as well as a pie plate or something to put your project over while you're glittering. You're going to need some buttons. It's basically snowman parts. It's got gloves and a bird and some snowflakes, 2 carrot noses, and some buttons for eyes. My idea is to make this, what's inside the spoon, look like a melted snowman. I like the chunkier glitter a little bit better. I think it catches the sparkle of the tree a little better. Okay, so I'm going to put my spoon under my hot glue gun. And this takes a lot of hot glue, guys. It just does. So I'm going to pump my spoon. I don't want it full clear to the top, but kind of close to the top. And then I'm going to take my glitter, and I'm going to open it first. And I'm going to shake it right onto that hot glue. And I'm going to put a very thick layer on. And I'm going to kind of push it in a little bit. Glitter is there to protect your fingers. Turn it on, or turn it over and shake it off. Remember, this is going to hang, so the handle is the top of your spoon. I'm going to just prop my spoon up. What I'm doing is I'm just putting fresh glue where I'm going to drop the eyes on. There's 1. There's 2. I'm going to kind of push them down in just a little bit. And the glue is starting to harden, so it's making like an indentation. That's kind of what I want. It looks kind of cool that way. And then I'm going to put another smooch of glue where I want the nose to go. Sink it down in just a little, and then quickly put more glitter over the top. It's not going to stick to your button. It's just going to stick to the hot glue. And now, since I pushed those down in, my hot glue is bubbling up over the top, so it makes a nice rounded spoonful. And there he is. Isn't he cute? And it's going to need about an hour or so to harden up and dry, and then we'll put a hanger on the top. Let me show you what a smaller spoon looks like and some different options for that. So this is a teaspoon size. You're going to get your little glue strings, and that's okay. They'll roll off when they cool a little bit. Tiny little bit more. Remember, you don't want to fill it clear to the top because you need room to work. I kind of like the idea of putting the glitter on first. That's just my way. But you do whatever works for you. Now here I'm going to put in, I think, a snowflake and 2 little mittens. So I need to turn over my glitter. I need to put my snowflake up at the top. And you could just push this down through the glitter, but I like to add that little extra bit of glue. Now these are buttons and they have the little edge on the back. Leave that on because that will help hold in the decoration into the glue. I'm trying to put the thumb and the fingers together to make that little heart shape. You know how, like, how do you do it? Like this? That's my goal here. Not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so I've pushed those down in, and I'm going to sprinkle a little more glitter on top and dust it away. Now, once this dries, I'll be able to get that extra glitter off of the top of the pieces, and it'll be just fine. Okay, here's all the snow spoons all done. I think they're adorable, and they're ready to have their ribbons tied on. And I have a specific way I like to do hanger ribbons on my ornaments, and so I thought I would share that method with you. So what I have here is a piece of cardstock. The width this way doesn't really matter. It's just however many you have. This one happens to be 3 1/8 inches across, but what's important is 3 3/4 inches down. And then you get your ribbon and looping the 3 3/4 inch side, wrap it, come up above about 2 inches. I think that's about 2. I've done this so many times, I just kind of eyeball it. Yep, this is 2 inches, and snip it off. Okay, I'm going to tie a knot and bring it down, just like I'm tying a shoe, and bring it down to the top of the board. And then I'm going to tie another knot, just double knotting it around this card. And that way, when you make your ornaments, all of your hangers are the same length. And then when you go to display them, they just look nicer. And it looks like it was an intentional move. So then I'm going to put these 2 ribbon edges together. And I'm going to, I just angle mine. You can fishtail them if you want, but I think just angling it looks nice. That just actually looks like a package. Okay, so that's how I make a ribbon hanger. It takes a little bit of time, but in the long run, it will make your things look a lot nicer. Okay, so what I have now is a ring of ribbon with a pretty little knot at the top. I like this knot to be the part that hangs. So I'm going to show you on one of these big spoons. Feed it from the front. You'll get a better look if you do it this way. Feed it from the front, then poke the tied end through, and then pull it tight. And what I like to do is just put this little loop, the little folded part, just loops around the edge. So it went through. So start from the front and then pull your hanger through. And there you go. And it's very cute. And all of your hangers will look the same if you do it that way. Okay? So this has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Make sure you go out and get some measuring spoons, some hot glue, and some buttons, and give this a try. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.